Jim, let us know who you are and the name of your company.
Okay, my company is NorthStar Identity Promotional Products. I'm a solopreneur. I've been in the promotional products business for about 35 years. With NorthStar, it's been 15 years that I've had the business, and it's going great.
That's awesome. So tell me, why did you start the business?
The business started, I was part of a family business that was part of the industry. My father and I had a large embroidery company that supplied the promotional products industry, and we worked together for 20 years. It was great, but I was getting tired of it after 20 years, and our lease was up. I had 35 employees and just was tired of dealing with the day-to-day on managing it, and with the lease being up, I didn't want to move 3 truckloads worth of equipment, and so we decided to sell the business and tried to look at other things to do, couldn't figure out anything else, so just decided to start the promotional products part of it because I knew the industry.
Well, that's awesome. What was the biggest fear you had to overcome to get started?
That's a great question. The biggest fear right at the beginning was I was supplying the industry, so I flipped from being a supplier to being what's called a distributor in the industry. So I was going up with competitors that I knew very well because I used to supply them. So they, to me, were, multi-million-dollar players in the industry because I used to do the embroidery for them. And it's like, can I compete against them? And so that was a little fearful at the beginning.
What was the first big bump in the road that you had to overcome?
Probably getting to know the factories well enough where I could work with them, the small company that I was starting, and still compete with the big boys. And so it still goes on 15 years later, but I pretty much have their ear now.
And what was the solution? Just time?
It's time. It's showing them you could do the business and work with them as a partnership. There's a lot of factories in this industry, so you pick and choose the ones you want to work with, and then work with them closely.
Develop the relationship.
And develop that relationship with your suppliers.
And what's your biggest fear right now, and how are you plowing through it?
My biggest fear really is more of I don't even know how to put it. It's in any business you go through ups and downs with cash flow. So the biggest fear with me is, okay, do I have enough cash moving forward if I get a really large order? So that always comes into mind, like, okay, do I bid on this? I got a request for proposal yesterday through somebody I know. It's 37 million pens. And it's okay, are we together going to be able to fund this and make 1/10 of a penny per pen on this? So it's little things like that, but cash flow for any entrepreneur at the beginning and even years later comes to that.
So is the solution for each big job like that different?
It is. It's a matter of knowing how much money you need to borrow, working with relationships you have, whether it's a bank, whether it's you work with a factoring company or on one particular job. And I've done that a couple times where, okay, here's the job, we're importing it, it's going to be a 90-day turn on the cash. So they do their due diligence, they take a percentage of it.
So who's your favorite bank to work with?
It's got to be MidFirst. I switched over to MidFirst Bank about a year and a half ago through I met Tom actually after the fact. I had joined MidFirst about 6 months before I met Tom, but I talk to Tom all the time now. So
That's great. So who's your go-to person at MidFirst?
And I'll talk to Tom if I have to.
What's Tom's last name?
Anderson. So I drew a blank for a quick second, so yes. You're putting me on the spot. Oh.
There you go, Tom, yay. So what's the biggest lesson you learned about being fearless?
You have to work with everybody. You can't, excuse the language, piss anybody off. You still need to take care of any issues that come up. I'm the type of person that, even if it's the customer, you buy something from me and you approve the proof and you gave me the wrong phone number, you know what, I'm not gonna have you eat the money on it. Mistakes happen. So if I'll do whatever I can. I'm gonna try not to lose money on it, but at the same time, we'll figure out something and get it done right. Just because if you piss off somebody, you're not gonna see them and they're gonna start saying negative things about you, and then it's gonna just snowball effect and you're gonna start going downhill quickly.
So it sounds like building relationships, being flexible, and
just taking care of people, taking care of your customers the way you want to be taken care of. That's how I live my life, and that's, I think, the way everybody should. Because if everybody did that, life would be a lot easier. Business would be a lot easier.
That's a great way to end this little interview. Thanks so much for your time today.
Oh, thanks.
Time today. Yay, Tom. Thanks so much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday.
Thanks so much for having me.
Take care.
This was great.
Bye-bye.